drones are aircraft. That is a new ruling by the National Transportation Safety Board. It is rattling America's fledgling drone industry this morning. Jeff Pegues is in Washington with the government's new power over those unmanned flights. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning.
Cool,
with more people, it is cool. And with more people buying and using these drones in this country, the FAA believes that ruling was a win for them. What this legal case means in their eyes is that anyone who's flying one of these drones recklessly or carelessly could be fined. The ruling stems from an incident back in 2011, but it could set a precedent for drones for a long time. The Federal Aviation Administration is still considering how to regulate the commercial use of drones, but the NTSB's ruling appears to give the agency the authority to punish operators who don't fly drones safely. The agency compared drones or unmanned aircraft systems to planes, which are regulated by the FAA. Board members determined that an aircraft is any device used for flight in the air, a definition that includes manned or unmanned, large or small. That could apply to the drone that led to the court case in the first place. It was flown above the University of Virginia in 2011 by Raphael Perker. He was using it for commercial purposes to capture images of the campus. The FAA fined him $10,000, but he fought it in court and won. The FAA then appealed to the NTSB, who ruled in its favor, sending the case back to an administrative law judge for further review. The uncertainty surrounding the regulations is having a ripple effect.
We had a drone come within 50 feet of us.
Law enforcement officers can make arrests, but prosecuting cases where drones fly in restricted airspace has been difficult. Businesses large and small are also waiting for guidelines that will allow the use of unmanned aircraft to deliver packages and even food. By some estimates, when drone use really takes off, it will create industry that can support more than 70,000 jobs, with an economic impact totaling more than $13 billion. But Michael Toscano, the president and CEO of the Association of Unmanned Vehicle Systems International, says that won't happen until the FAA's rules and regulations are in place.
It's important to have regulatory structure in place to allow for the utilization of this technology. People say, well, the technology has outpaced the regulatory. Well, that's true with any revolutionary type technology. So you've hit upon what has to be done. We need to have rules in place. This is one of the few industries that wants to be regulated.
Do you think the Perker ruling today was a step in the right direction or a setback?
It does highlight that there's a lot of unanswered questions that still exist on how we're going to utilize unmanned aircraft systems or drones.
Today I'm going to show you a little bit about what we do.
Raphael Perker, the man who went to battle with the FAA, declined our request for an interview, but his attorney told us they disagree with the decision and they are reviewing the options for their next steps. The FAA believes that Perker was operating his drone recklessly and that the penalty should stand. Let's bring this drone down, shut it off. Ultimately, a judge is going to make the final decision in this case. Jeff?
That was pretty magical with the hands there, Jeff. Well,
yeah.
well done with drone
Yes, very much.
with drone vision.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, I think there's a lot more drones than people think. Look at the video we showed earlier from Buffalo today, with the drone above some of the awful
weather,
lake effect snow that's come down. Whether it's news crews, whether it's realtors, whether it's farmers, everybody wants to deploy drones.
Whether it's boys that just like to play with toys.
Well, that would,
yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah, seriously.
But it raises all sorts of interesting questions. The story
does.
to be continued,
And
for
we're
sure.
trying to sort that out right now.